Hey, don't fight over your toys. Kids. We have entered, honestly, one of the slowest times of the year for us. Usually after it gets past the 4th of July, we don't have nearly as much going on. We still have about 15 loads of grain. We got 15,000 bushels contracted. We got a haul right now. I'm guessing we have about 20,000 in the bins. So hopefully we got a little bit left over here. Unfortunately, not as much as we wish we had left over. And also, unfortunately, all this grain that we're hauling right now was sold before the prices went way up. So those high grain prices you see on corn and soybeans, we haven't seen the benefits of that yet. We've also got a little bit of spraying we want to do to clean up some weed patches. Everything's been covered, but we just got some of those breakaway patches you get every year, so we're going to do a little bit of spot spraying, and then more than likely in another week or two, we're going to have to move to spraying some soybean aphids, which doesn't usually take too long. Hey, come here. Tire pressure gauge. Found one. We are down to all floors in our main bins up here up front. We've got plenty of corn in the back bin back there that's not connected to the leg, but right now all the bins here that go through the leg, which is everything besides one, are down to the floor. We're running our sweep in the last one here. Our sweep in the last one here. We're gonna have a lot of floors to clean up. Now normally we would try to chase the sweeps around as they go around these floors, and we did here along the outer edge. That's the majority of the work, but we've got some smaller bins out there that we did not chase around with the shovel. They're gonna be a little more work to clean. It just didn't work out where we had multiple guys here ever when we were loading trucks. We'll get them clean. Probably Dad and I will talk Onyx into it and see if we can utilize him. But we're just about down there in this bin as well. It'll be some cleaning, that's okay. Five to four.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just a heads up, if you're gonna pull underneath the leg, you'll want to just pull straight east. It's just floating that dust right into the cab.
Okay, that's what I did yesterday too.
I love the smell of ethanol in the morning. Just another day of turning a homegrown renewable resource into clean burning energy for America's vehicles. It's kind of like magic, only better for the environment. Debate me below. Go ahead. All right, these three smaller bins right here all have a little bit on the floor. This one's close to clean. Those two haven't been touched at all, but we do plan on ending up putting soybeans at least in these three small bins, so we've got to get these floors clean, which isn't that fun. That sweep seems like it's been running pretty good on its own, so I think I'm gonna jump over into another bin and run a shovel. Let this thing be on its own. And I figure I'll work on cleaning up this bin first, because obviously there's not a whole lot left. All right, I got that shut down. Now we just shut the sweep itself off. That was easy. And then we just turn the center on and keep pushing the corn into the middle till it's all gone. But in the meantime, I better go check on this one. Once you start getting down to the bottom of a lot of bins, it's a lot more work than just flipping the switches and letting the augers run like it is when the bins are mostly full. Well, that got quiet all of a sudden. It's always something. When I got here, the leg wouldn't start. There was a breaker tripped out in the big panel right in the middle of the yard. I know that's what happened again. But why? That I don't know. With the system we have here, we should be able to run plenty of augers, no problem, without tripping a breaker, especially the big ones in the middle of the yard here. Sure enough. Nope. Uh-oh. It won't even stay on. Something, like the breakers wore out or it's too hot or something. I'm a long ways from being an electrician. Hey, when you left here, when you loaded that last truck, did you have any issues with the breaker in the middle of the yard on that big panel? It was tripped out when I got here and the leg wouldn't start, and it tripped out a couple weeks ago when you were gone, and now it tripped out in the middle of loading a truck and it doesn't want to reset. Dad said he didn't have any issues with it and it must have just needed to cool down because it reset now, but we're gonna have to have the electrician out to take a look at something there. Hopefully it'll keep going at least for today. She tripped out again. This isn't gonna work. We're not running corn through very fast, so something's up. I'll just try running one auger this time. Hopefully it won't trip. It tripped out again when I had that second bin running, so now I'm trying to see if it'll still trip out this time. There it is.
Yeah.
Suppose we can move to the back bin and see if it trips out on that one.
We could try that. And
I don't know what else to try. I called Tim.
yeah, I think we should call Tim and try that, because this isn't going to work. It's tripped out 3 times on this load.
3 times and I'm not half full yet.
And it never tripped out.
We're gonna try pulling around to this back bin here because I'm relatively confident that one runs on a different circuit or somehow or another. I don't think it goes through that panel and I think it's gonna load, so we're gonna leave that tripped out and go check it here. Either way, we can still get corn out, just we can't really work on the floors of those bins like we want to. Got power here. Here comes the sun. Poodly doodly. My guess, Dad tried loading, it didn't work, tripped out the breaker again, now he's on the phone with the electrician. You talked to Tim?
No, I got an answering machine, so I left him a message and he'll call back. He always does pretty quick.
Yeah.
But Jackson called about fertilizer prices too.
Dad's gonna take off with that load that I've got loaded. Meanwhile, I've got a guy coming, he's about 45 minutes away, so I don't have time to take off with another truck right now. He's gonna buy some of the used planter parts that we took off of that planter when we rebuilt it this spring. So I gotta get a pallet of stuff ready for him here. Then I'm gonna grab lunch and see if I can get that other truck loaded, let that breaker cool down. You know, like farmer stuff. 15 minutes later, lunch is done. Hopefully that breaker's cooled off a little bit. It worked for about 5 minutes. And this is the only auger running. To the back bin. There's another one full for Dad. My guy buying the parts has got to be here soon. 20 minutes later, The parts are gone, Dad is back, and I'm just gonna take this truck that I loaded. That way we'll get 2 more loads in today. You guys have seen enough of the hauling. I mean, that's been like half of my last several videos, because that's kind of what we do a lot of the year. So that's what's going on today. I'll get back to you another day when we got more going on, because I think after I take this load, we're gonna grill some Dakota Pure bison steaks on the grill. That's gonna be delicious. Then Onyx has a baseball game tonight, and you know, if I'm good, maybe Becky will take me to get some ice cream. So I'll be back another day.